Hello again, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Got quite an adventure planned for today. First, Hjalti's going to sit down and have some breakfast.
An entire apple pie again?
I think, yeah, that's a good idea. And a venison chop, and some wine, and some loose apples, too.
Very well.
Mostly because they're heavy. Well, not the apples. Everything else is heavy. I'm now going to look for some of the shopkeepers, but they're not around here, it looks like. Because I've just recently hit 40 in Destruction and Illusion, as you know. Which means I can now purchase from shopkeepers in the College of Winterhold the Adept level spells for Destruction and Illusion. Which are not actually all that useful to me, but I ought to pick them up, because some of them will have some marginal uses. So the various professors are probably sleeping over here. Yep.
Mirabelle does a fine
Let me actually
job.
put in my amulet.
You know, wake her up, make her wait for you to put on an amulet.
She sleeps on top of the bed, fully clothed, and like with like her merchandise in her pockets, apparently. So,
Take a look.
all right. So, books. So, there's kind of some patterns to the destruction spells. The first, most basic spells are all just kind of continuous stream type spells, right? Like flames. Then you have the projectile spells at apprentice level, and also get the runes. Then at depth level here, you get multiple target spells. Chain lightning bounces to multiple people. Fireball is an explosion. Ice Storm is very interesting, actually. It does damage per time over this moving target area, pretty much. It's potentially the most powerful in the right circumstances, but none of them are really that amazing. The cloak spells are horrible. I'll buy one just to have it.
It's been a pleasure.
They're awful. You can never get any use out of them.
So what do the cloak spells do? Because I've never trained up my magic this high.
Well, basically... Oh, wait. Let me use those books first. So, Spell Tome. There we are. So I'll equip that. First of all, absurdly expensive. That's like all my magicka, pretty much. There we go. So, ludicrously expensive. And now, as you can see, kind of on fire. And if I'm in melee range with somebody, they'll take a tiny amount of damage. Less than they would take from one hand of the basic flame spell.
Ah.
So, I've traveled this route many times. So at this point, I'm going to fast travel to this town, rather than go through all that slow walking, and head to Mzulft.
Now, what's the quest?
Well, we need to find the Synod there. Better know who this is.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Very nice.
Let's see here.
Did you kill someone
got
and
this
inherit
note.
something?
Nope.
Don't know.
Ah.
Creepy fella. Black robe. Couldn't see his face. Paid me a pretty
This doesn't
sum
actually
to
match the
get
description
his
of the Dark Brotherhood,
Looks
but
like that's
whatever.
it. Got to go.
Been a murder over in Riften. Some old lady who runs an orphanage.
Totally coincidence.
I was going to say, some interesting timing there.
Yes. Two mysterious notes. Which one is this? Oh, that's the one from Delphine. Okay. This mysterious note. Well, everybody should know that the symbol of Dark Brotherhood is a black hand.
Nope.
So,
Sorry. Nothing.
Dark Brotherhood has caught on to who did it somehow or other. Must have been one of those kids. Well, that's worrisome. So I'll take this path here. This is the one that leads toward Mzulft. Lots of great alchemical ingredients around this area. These things over here are Jazbay grapes, which were made up for this game. They have like some lore books telling about their history and how they make like the... Oh, no!
Oh, that's scary.
Yes. That was unexpected. So, Jazbay grapes apparently made like this like amazingly fine, incredibly hard to produce wine that is worth like all the money in the universe, and even the Emperor can only have like one glass per year with the official like signature of the Elder Council. It makes no sense for it to be that expensive, but that's the lore of it. But then, like they say, like over time, that really, come on, guys. Just let me get my mana back. It's probably a thief here to rob me as I conjure flame elementals to deal with him. He's not perturbed.
Right. Hand over your valuables.
How many times have we done this already?
Fish. Nice try. I'm not gonna ask.
He's wearing elven boots. Alright, so there's my new perk in action. You can see I can now use both hands together and cast a spell, and it becomes a little bit stronger but less cost effective, but it also stuns people, which makes it one of the game's few guaranteed spammable stuns, and therefore one of the most important useful perks in the entire game. Very expensive, as I said, less cost effective than simply casting with each hand individually, but extremely powerful.
Nice.
Yeah, this guy is pretty loaded to be just mugging passerby. Elven boots. And a mage hood. Stupid lizards. Right, so as I was saying, Jazbay grapes were apparently bred to be easier to grow, so now they suddenly apparently grow wild all over this region instead of being impossible to cultivate. But then, they became less tasty, so the wine stopped being made. Now, I don't know why they made up this whole great backstory for them. We're never going to actually see that kind of special wine in this game or anything like that. Seems totally pointless, but that's what they did. I do appreciate having some lore to these alchemy ingredients, but I don't know why they make up so much stuff about that one and have that not play any role in the game. There's not even any evidence that there was a half-finished quest for it or anything like that either. Just made up a lot of lore about some random grapes you'll find growing in the ground in this one region.
Maybe there's a single bottle of the wine somewhere deep in some dungeon. You've just never seen it.
I suppose I can't rule it out. I know there's a quest to just gather up, a generic annoying fetch quest to gather up 20 Jazbay grapes for a farmer.
I remember that quest.
Yes. What injured this goat? A little bit worried.
Maybe it fell off a cliff?
I suppose it's possible, but they usually are not quite that dumb. No, they didn't get its goat. It's still alive. That was a pretty bad pun, even for me. So here we are coming up on Mzulft, first Dwarven ruin of the game. And I remember when I first played Skyrim, I was so excited about the Dwarven ruins. Because, of course, I started off with Oblivion. And, of course, in Oblivion, I read all about these Dwarven ruins. It sounded so cool to explore. I read about them in Morrowind, but I hadn't actually played Morrowind. And so I just wished so much there was just one somewhere in Cyrodiil. So finally getting to explore them in Skyrim was so, so cool. I still think their architecture is very, cool, and they're a lot of fun. Although their inhabitants are some of the least fun guys to fight.
I was gonna say, did they live up to your expectations, or?
In most ways. I do find there's some of the game's more interesting, memorable dungeons. I'm gonna check out the small building first. I happen to know there's nothing inside it, but Hjalti would just not want to leave possible enemies behind him. Well, we're inside again, so he's going to switch to Aura Whisper here. I'm going to hockey that instead of Detect Life. I happen to know, of course, Detect Life does not work on Dwarven machines, which are technically called animunculi, but I will probably lazily just call dwarves, even though they are not dwarves. Nothing in here. So, just a little treasure house. These convectors are used for a quest. There's actually 2 here, which makes this one of the most useful Dwarven dungeons for that purpose. Various junky Dwemer items, can't do anything with those. This has a hard lock. This door over here will get you to the same place and has an easy lock, so I'll just pick that one. I guess if you're trying to train your lockpicking skill, you could use the other one, but I don't think anybody really tries to grind that skill. It does have one useful perk to it, actually. So I need to collect 10 of these Dwemer cogs, which you can see are very, very heavy, so I'll be quite laden with those things by the time I get out of here. Dwarven ruins in particular tend to load you up with a lot of treasure very fast, and weigh you down quite a lot. These metal ingots you can use to forge Dwemer stuff if you're a warrior. Probably the best source of solid quality arrows is to raid one Dwarven dungeon like this one, take all the metal home, and just smith into arrows. You'll have thousands and thousands of them from this place.
I don't think I've used up all of my Dwarven arrows from the last time I did that.
Of course, you're doing a bound bow playthrough at this point.
Yeah, but I still have quite a few left over from before I could afford that.
This is my most incompetent lockpicking ever. I was on the wrong side the entire time. Don't know what I was thinking. So, more Dwemer cogs over there. Dwemer gears will not do. Only Dwemer cogs.
Are you being a cog collector?
Random enchanted Dwarven item. 2 more ingots over there. And this is starts a quest that I will not be doing on this character, so I won't take that. It's actually a pretty solid quest. Gives you a good reward, but you need to do a whole lot of Dwarven ruins that would be out of character for this guy to do. You can get a very good item from that, though. You get your choice of 3 items, but the only really worthwhile one, although they all are interesting, is the Ethereal Crown. Because that lets you, it's a headgear, that lets you have 2 Standing Stone blessings at once. So you can have both the Lord and the Atronach. So, incredible power up there.
What are the other 2 options?
A shield that turns people ethereal when you hit them. Like as if they've done like the become ethereal shot, so they can't hurt you, you can't hurt them. I guess good for crowd control. And also you can summon a dwarven sphere or spider with one like a staff, so that's not terribly useful.
Okay.
Alright, so let me turn on muffle in case there's somebody not too far past this room. So I'm here to... Well, Hjalti is here secretly to wipe out these Synod people if he can, because they're his organization's arch rival, and he's here to stamp out their presence in Skyrim and keep them from making an alliance with the College of Winterhold. But also to find something here, information from them about the Staff of Magnus. So there's a guy who doesn't even register as alive, and he'll drop dead after this one little cinematic speech here. Apparently thinks I'm one of them.
Paratus. In oculary.
Well, that's worrisome. No marks on him. Need to take that key. Maybe I'll read his research log here. I will not take his clothes. I don't want to leave any evidence that they've all been killed and looted by a passing mage from a rival organization. So, research log. Attendant Gavros. The Council has become aware of the lack of progress in your group's efforts. They are particularly displeased to learn that your specifications for the focusing crystal were completely incorrect. The entire Binders Conclave has worked tirelessly, and the Council is quite sure this new crystal will suit your needs. You are herewith entrusted with delivering the crystals to the site, completing your work, and delivering a full report to the Council with all possible haste. The Council trusts you will deliver the crystal to the oculary personally, and that there will be no further complications. First adjunct or unrail. Well, I wonder where this crystal is, and what it's for.
Doesn't sound like a lot of research in there.
No. Most just being censured by his superiors, and not even their research, they're just berating him. Misnamed. Well, something lives over there. So one of the best things about Aura Whisper is that it detects Dwarven Animunculi, which nothing else in the game will do. Not detect life, not detect dead, it is your only way to sense them. Which is good, because they're extremely powerful and they have numerous ways to ambush you. Well, I see a bloody corpse over there, it looks like, and I see a thing on the ground here, and I see spikes there. I'm going to just... Dwarven traps deal enormous damage. Much higher than most traps you'll find outside Dwarven ruins. I will take that. Nobody will know that was taken from him. And this potion, too. There they are. Famous Dwarven spiders. Everybody in Skyrim should have heard about. They're written about in numerous books. They're probably like, common children's tales about why you don't mess with Dwarven ruins. They will tear apart this Atronach. Even this weak little Dwarven enemy, the Dwarven spider, the weakest in the entire game, will just kill an Atronach in single combat without any real difficulty. So if I can lure just one of them over here, that'd be great, because I can't fight 2 at once very well. They will kill me in a few hits, but they will do it. So I'm going to help my Atronach with these little stuns to reduce the damage it takes. Meanwhile, of course, it's still burning the Dwarven spider. There we go, 1 down. They're not too bad if you work on them like that. Oh, just my luck. They always carry random Dwarven stuff on them. I'm also going to eat an Elsewhere fondue at this point, having realized these guys have been more of a challenge than I expected.
You have a lot of fondue.
Yes. I think I sensed another one in there. As I said, they have ways to ambush you. They can be hidden in various kinds of pipes and whatnot. This scene doesn't do damage. Probably should, but it doesn't. So you gotta have both hands on the same spell to do this dual casting. And as I mentioned, it's less cost effective. It makes your damage be about 2.2 times better than one hand, but your cost is about 2.8 times higher, roughly. So unless you have like your cost reduced to 0, which I will never be doing in this character, obviously, because I won't be doing crafting, it's a bad buy. If you have good timing and some practice, you can still basically do 2 hands separately, like that, without being slowed down too much. But the dual casting perk you should never ever take until you can get staggered, because otherwise it is a detriment to your character, not a plus. Wow, I'm really getting lucky with these Dwarven cogs. They don't usually have those, they have rather random Dwarven stuff. Nothing near here. Could still be traps. So here's another one of those Dwarven convectors. That's why I said this is one of the best sites in Skyrim for that quest, because there's 2 together, instead of having to go to different dungeons. It's also nice they put them mostly near the beginnings of dungeons, so you don't have to go through like every single different dwarven ruin in Skyrim all the way to get to the number of convectors that you need to find. Because it is several.
Now, what quest is this that you're talking about?
Oh, it's the second part of this quest that I'm currently doing for Arniel Gain, collecting the cogs. The next step is to go out and find several of these different convectors for this special soul gem he has. So the Dwarven Spider hidden in there, one of the several kinds of ambush spots. Will not come out until I get into the room. You can't really out-sneak them, they will simply notice your presence, and you're gonna have to fight two at once. This is gonna be pretty tough. Now, these weakest little spiders, they are vulnerable to Unrelenting Force, but no other dwarven creatures are. Even when they should be, they just shrug it off. That attack will go down in a few more hits, and then I'm going to be in some trouble here. No, dodge it by doing this little hop there. Alright, one down. Yep, it is dead, and I will be too if I don't hurry. These guys are not that fast, luckily. Dwarven spiders are the only really manageable dwarven opponents. Dwarven spheres are above my level, but I will fight them because this dungeon is above my level. Its minimum level of 16 is one of the highest in the game. I'm going to finish this guy off with the trap here if I can. I missed time there, but still worked it. Great. It's like minimum level 16 or so, which is well above me, so I'll face unusually strong enemies here. Oh wow, I'm really getting lucky with the Dwarven cogs. This is a decent ingredient. They often carry soul gems too. Apparently they're powered by soul gems, but not in the conventional kind of way. They're powered apparently by some kind of resonance between multiple soul gems. Of course, you never actually find multiple soul gems on them, but that's what the lore books say.
Lost!
Now, they are impervious, as you might expect, to all kinds of mind-affecting things like fear and fury and stuff like that, which makes them sometimes one of the game's more boring opponents, because they're impervious to all the fun magic tricks. You really just have to rely upon destruction to beat them. They also have no elemental weaknesses. In fact, they resist fire and shock by 25% and ice entirely, making them even harder for mages to deal with. Not that they're any easier for warriors, mind you. They're some of the game's hardest opponents for all possible character types, because no real weaknesses, many resistances, many dangerous capabilities, high damage, high toughness. Everything about them is strong and dangerous. And often they come in high numbers, too. So disable that trap, because that's a pretty deadly one there.
Is it just flamethrowers or
spears? And Dwarven spears do a lot more damage than those regular old spears that we had just been seeing. I don't know why those were regular spears. Luckily they were not spheres. Dwarven spheres are much more dangerous than Dwarven spears. I'm certain we'll be seeing more than one of those in this place before too long. They will kill me, no exaggeration, in one hit. Despite all my investments in hit points and everything. So, and they have range attacks that are just as powerful, so they can shoot me from range if I'm not careful and instant kill me.
Oh boy.
With undodgeable, super fast crossbow bolts. Not quite undodgeable, but like they move too fast to dodge the projectile in flight, so you better have been zigzagging at the time to have any hope of surviving. Or keep cover. Not all Dwarven spheres have that, but most have that kind of crossbow. All the higher level types do at least. And I'll certainly be fighting some of those in here.
Lost!
Some distance to the next creature. Okay. Should be on the lookout for traps, though. All these items, or most of these items, you can take to smelters and smelt into dwarven ingots. Most are not really worth their weight. But it is so hiding in here somewhere. Oh, I should re-equip my Amulet of Talos.
Oh.
I do still, of course, have the Talos Shrine Blessing.
Is that 2 amulets you have there?
Yes, one from Rogvir's corpse, one that I found in the Dawnguard fort. Because that's the other guaranteed one. Hiding in that pipe. But our Whisper alerted me to that, so don't get chewed up by this guy. It's especially good for the Dwarven Spheres that can, again, kill you in one hit and can ambush you from several different kinds of spots. It's good to know which of these places have them hidden and which don't. So that you don't die. Down. So you should always use fire against dwarves, because they're impervious to frost, unlike what some lore books said in Morrowind, and equally resistant to fire and shock, but of course, as I've said before, fire is always much more cost-effective, so go with that. I do like the aesthetics of these places, just these, giant monumental stone passageways, with, decorations on the wall that we can't make sense of, all this brass and bronze everywhere, that was actually the Dwarven mystery metal. And here, a weird kind of semi-exterior area with light from up above, and a tree growing here.
Lost!
There's a mention of a tree, at least one tree, being deliberately cultivated in some way by dwarves over in Markarth indoors, but there's some moonstone you can mine here to make elven armor with. This kind of looks like a trap to me, but it's not. Something is around this corner. What in the world is that? Hjalti has never seen one before. These things are added by Dawnguard, and they are, like most things we'll be fighting here, absurdly dangerous. It's a tiny little wasp thing, right? But it will rip this Afternock in half in about 3 hits. It'll rip me in half in about 2 hits. And is ludicrously tough considering how spindly and weak it is. So I cannot hope to defeat it in this way. But I don't know that. I'm just startled that it is not dying. Wow, it is tough. They have a poison spit. I haven't fought regular old Chauruses on this character yet. They also have a poison spit, but the Charge Hunter version is much more dangerous because it has almost no cooldown whatsoever, whereas the regular Charge is like 14 seconds. So these guys can like just bombard you. Oh, jeez, he got me. Can just bombard you with that stuff, and you can see it does high damage. That's one shot of that. That's his weakest attack. His melee attack would do all that damage plus like a massive amount of melee damage, so I would be dead. No, he seems to have been left behind, actually. Maybe get some mana back. Here comes his spray. It's pretty long-ranged. These guys are not impervious to Unrelenting Force, but they can't be ragdolled by it either. So they're basically impervious to the important part. Oh! Wow, how did they get so close behind me? Am I stuck? And you can hear how fast he's spitting that stuff. Every few seconds. Luckily, the spit is slow-moving and dodgeable, but the critter itself sure isn't. You can't outrun them, but there's more of that spit. I'm running low on stamina to sprint with, but I've got him just about where I want him now. Ah, he got me. Was that finished or was it too close? Oh, wow! How could it be there? Alright. Did that get it? No?
Oh my gosh.
Alright, they do run away when they're at low health. So terrifying opponents with no real weakness at this level, far above my power scale. These aren't even the strong versions. The strong versions of them are just ridiculous, but they're too high level even for this place. They're pretty good at trying to hide and ambush shoot you. Oh, not the shot I meant to use. I think I'll wait for my shout to be back though before I advance any further. There it is. Can I get like a curved shot around there? Yes. Where is it? There you go. Do not be fooled by their running away. They will turn and fight you at the worst possible time. They dropped this, Chaurus chitin you can use to make armor, which sucks.
Does it at least look cool?
No. It looks like the armor of the Falmer, who I've never seen of this character, and they look stupid. So it's weak, bad-looking, hard to make armor. Yeah, they're way too high level for that spell. But that's not even the most dangerous enemy I'll be fighting in here. Dwarven Sphere's probably more dangerous. They're faster, they're more damaging. That guy can probably take one hit and survive with low hit points. The Dwarven Sphere will kill me in one shot. So it's going to be a rough dungeon crawl through here. But that's why this is one of my favorite dungeons, that it's just so difficult. The next big Mages Guild dungeon, Labyrinthian, actually has a gigantically high minimum level of 24 or something crazy like that, but it's still not necessarily as hard as this one, because the enemies there are less dangerous types. You know, of course, that most dungeons are leveled with you, so it's hard to find the top enemies when you're low level, but this place will always have level 16 or higher enemies. Some of them quite a bit higher. Well, Hjalti is concerned by fighting that mystery monster there, and by its absurd toughness, considering how spindly and weak it was. And its speed and everything else about it was dangerous too. More things ahead, and it looks like it's murdered one of these guys. Again, I won't be taking the ropes, so I want to leave no evidence of anybody else coming in here and tampering with them, although it looks like my work was done for me. I just have to hope I can find some information about the Staff of Magnus. They were sleeping here when they were killed. Scroll of Paralyzed, that could come in handy. Does not work on dwarves, of course. Nothing fun or interesting works on dwarves. Only damage. Little novella there.
Lost!
More of something ahead there. And a tripwire. Skirt around that. Looks like it unloads rocks from that trapdoor. Well, I'm nervous walking under that while the rocks are still in it, but it might be useful to me. Another horrible monster there. That's a weaker form of Chaurus, but still very strong. You can see they still have that spit, although theirs has a much longer cooldown. Don't know if we're actually hitting them. There's apparently 2 of them over there. I maybe should use Fury on them, if I can. Great, hopefully he'll fight his buddy now. 2 of them bombarding me will probably kill me. But if they fight each other, and I can keep them fighting each other, we'll be set. Great, let me renew that Fury, and conjure up another Atronach up there where it can hopefully... Atronach, you shot me in the back. Trying to keep them coming out about even if I can. And definitely make sure to stay under Fury. Their melee damage is enormously high. Their toughness you can see is high too, but they're flimsier than the Chaurus hunters are. Even Chaurus Reapers, the strongest form of these guys, are weaker than those Chaurus hunters. So an Atronach can probably handle 1 of these alright. Is it doing damage from that distance? There we go. Great. They will also turn and run, but again, don't be fooled. So I've left that 1 trap behind me. That may be useful, because it shouldn't be dangerous to trigger from this direction. Nothing ahead. Okay. Well, Hjalti is about the most scared he's been in his recent life, but he can't give up now. Not when he's finally on track for his mission.
How long has it been since you reached Skyrim?
Only a few weeks, actually. He's been a busy boy.
Oh, okay.
That is a Dwarven sphere hidden in there. Let me give you a demonstration of just how quickly it will mow down an Atronach. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Oh, is it fighting it now? Great. Yep, barely even hurt. These things are terrifying. And again, easy instant kill. Gotta find that tripwire and drop some rocks on this guy. And hope that that works. Pray that it works. Is he still coming? Where is he? Oh, he lost interest just when I had him lured to where I wanted him. Did he? No, he's close. If I make any kind of noise... There he comes, okay. Atronach, do not trigger this. I need this thing. Is it coming this way? I'm gonna make a new Atronach, I think, rather than... Oh, there we go, there we go. Is he not... Perfect, and he took hardly any damage. Okay. Better make another one of these. Uh-oh. In this room, I can probably kite him a little bit, run and jump off that thing. They can roll just fine over rough surfaces, and they are... Let me demonstrate this, although it is risky. They are barely even staggered by that, and they just ignore the lesser versions of it, so... Rough fights. They are vulnerable to stuns, but to basically nothing else. They are horrible for warrior characters to fight, because no matter how strong you are in Legendary, they will rip you apart in melee combat. Their attacks are basically unblockable because they attack too fast and do too much damage, and you can't possibly stun them enough to outlast their massive hit points. So you gotta pick them out from range. A warrior character can survive their crossbow bolts at least. I can't.
Lost!
Alright, nothing else nearby. Dwarven Centurions, like the supposedly super ultimate Dwarven machines, are trivial in comparison to Dwarven spheres.
Big and slow.
Big, slow, only a short range capabilities. They're no threat. I could kill them at like level 1 on like a mage character. Or even a warrior character with sufficient arrows. It would take a lot of arrows.
Get all the dwarven metal, build yourself a ton of arrows, then come back for the final boss.
I'm doing very badly at lockpicking this time. Luckily I have plenty of picks. One thing that annoys me a little bit is just how they made Dwarven locks exactly the same as regular old locks. Like, it's clearly not the same visually. It shouldn't be the same. It should be made of totally different materials, working different principles. But instead they just made it be, yeah, let's make a generic lock, whatever. Another Dwarven cog. How many does that make? 8. We're almost there. You can usually get to 10 in this dungeon, even if you're not terribly lucky with the spiders like I was. Weird Dwarven chests. They made them look different, but not, like, function differently. Nice. Ooh, very nice. That will replace my Amulet of Zenithar. They're really worthwhile to buy, but if you simply find one, you're in business.
Lost!
All the luck this dungeon.
Nothing over here. Just Dwarven junk. Well, many things beyond this door. Could be dangerous. How much time do I have left in my Elsewhere fondue? Have they worn out? Huh. Alright, fine. Better get another one of like 50 or so.
Lost!
Multiple targets. Looks like Dwarven spiders. Spiders... Hjalti's hardly even scared of these things anymore, in comparison to what it's been facing. As you can see, these are the weakest form of spiders too. Dwarven spiders, just plain, or Dwarven spider warriors are much stronger. They also have ranged attacks. So basically, all forms of dwarves have some kind of range capability, even if it's just fairly short range like the Centurion. Another thing that makes this, there's no one easy solution to dealing with them. Like, most of Skyrim's most dangerous enemies are actually harmless because you can kill them from range without any possible repercussions. But not these guys. I'm at pretty high carrying capacity. I might be starting to get weighed down a little bit by that. That's bad.
Lost!
Seems like a kind of impractical sort of hallway, but very cool. That looks like another Dwarven sphere over there, and I have no traps to back me up this time. Well...
Lost!
anything else I can do? No? Alright, time to break out one of my super backup abilities here. No, it's not under books, it's under... Where are scrolls kept? Scrolls. Yeah, I never really
scrolls.
use them. The biggest, baddest Atronach in the game. You can see it's still struggling. But we will win this fight. I've got one more to back me up.
Another store?
Yes. I've been hoarding them for just this kind of purpose. Oop, wow, that was bad. Only the Dwarven Sphere really has to die. And stun as long as possible, because I do not count on this adjunct to actually survive against Chur. Wow. Oh. Well, we made good progress there, at least. You can see these guys, like, they really mean business. And like I said, that is the strongest form of Atronach that exists. Alright.
I don't know, lava Atronachs are pretty strong.
What Atronachs?
Lava?
Oh, yes. But those only exist in one particular game.
Yeah.
Lost!
Did the sphere get left behind? No, it's in its dormant form over there. If I miss one stun here, I'm probably dead. But luckily this is a 100% chance of stun. Nice. One of the game's few guaranteed stuns. It had bolts. I didn't see a crossbow on its arm, which is good, because it would have killed me if it had. Because I was standing in an open path from it. Alright. So probably, with my assistance, that Storm Atronach would have taken out that one sphere if the Spider Worker wasn't there, too. But it would be a close fight. That's what I'm up against. But luckily, I am very clever and very well equipped.
Everything a mage should be.
Yep. Could be traps around here. I don't like that it's dark. Something down there. Alright. What are we looking at? More entities through there, but nothing down here other than possible traps. Which again will probably be instant kills because they're Dwarven traps and they deal massive damage. Magicka potions. That could be handy. I think I'll be spending a lot of magicka in here. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but you cannot have two Atronachs. If I have like one from a scroll, I can't also have a Flame Atronach going at the same time. There's a very high level perk that lets you have that, but I'm far, far away from getting there. It would probably be good for me soon to level up my Conjuration a bit more, so maybe start doing some Necromancy to get more experience there, so that I can unlock the next Atronach spell, now that I'm pretty close.
What's the next one?
Frost.
Okay.
Player Frost Atronachs are secretly far weaker than Wild Frost Atronachs are.
Of course.
They suck in comparison, but they're still better than Flame Atronachs are at this point, although less cost effective.
Lost!
Alright. Is that a sphere rolling around over there? I think that's a sphere rolling around over there. But I cannot hope to fight more than one of these guys at once, so I'd better just try to lure out just one. Yeah, that's a sphere, alright. It's actual sphere form.
Lost!
Come on, guys. Pretty please. Okay, hopefully that was just one. No, it was two. But if I lure them over here, all the way away from that sphere, I can probably take it down. The sphere itself, I don't know how I'm going to deal with it, but I'll come up with something. The terrain in that room gives me some ideas. What? Oh, it's not stopping, huh? Nope. Yeah, that's my idea. There we go. If I can use the terrain, which they can't like jump down the cliffs, they can only roll back and forth. If I can use that, plus maybe the Become Ethereal Shout, I can maybe recover my magicka, chip it down like that. Now, where's the other one? Probably need to wait for this Atronach to disappear, unless it lure the sphere to me. And if I didn't have, Aura Whisper here, I'd be toast. I'd just go fight that sphere thinking I was okay, I'd jump down there and two spiders would come out and I'd be dead. Aura Whisper is incredible.
Yet another reason why the guy that made that video was wrong.
So wrong. Uh-oh. We're fighting over here where I don't like to be fighting. Good, I killed that thing. Great. Over here, spider. Yeah, like, everything about the video was wrong. The most important shouts in the game are the ones that he thought were the worst. Become Ethereal, Aura Whisper, the things I'm going to rely upon to stay alive in this terrible place.
I wonder what he'd put on a video for the top 10 best shouts.
Probably dumb things like direct damage. The worst. And I'm sure he'd be smart enough to put Fusroda up there. Everyone knows that's one of the best shouts.
Sure.
Alright, where is it? It's over there. Is there anything else horrible in this room I should know about? I don't want to be stuck down there, but with Become Ethereal I could probably get by. Some kind of object in that corner, it looks like. Okay. Alright. How am I going to go about... Oh, these pistons will probably be traps that will push people off. It's rolling. Alright, get over here, you. I'm going to make an Atronach over here. Pull that out. Hopefully it'll push it down there, if I stun it in there long enough. No such luck so far. That wouldn't really do any damage to it, but it would give me several seconds in which to deal some damage. Oh, the Atronach is dead in about 3 seconds. Ah, these are the pressure plates that do that. Okay, I understand now. So if well, I can't count on them, apparently. Alright, the Atronach is done for. Here it comes. They only push in the way I don't want them to. Okay, that's good to know. Good to find out now, at least. Oh, he didn't get pushed down.
Oh.
Well, I cannot use these to my advantage, but I can simply drop down there. Then he'll have to run along the top, slowly. Which time I'm getting back some more magicka. Yeah, he's not getting pushed, but he's getting slowed down at least. Let me equip my Become Ethereal Shout. That sounds useful to me right now. Conjure this thing sometimes, so hopefully he aggroes to it, not to me. Great, don't mind me.
looks like you're making some good progress, at least.
Yes. They can roll right upstairs somehow. Like I think if I was the dwarves, I would not make my super guardians have difficulty rolling upstairs, and I guess they didn't, but it doesn't seem like it should be so good at running up those things. Alright, I'm gonna wait for them to be up here, so in case I do get pushed down, I can survive that. Oh wow, blocked me. No! No!
Oh.
I hate those things. They're not working the way they should. If it pushes it down there on top of me, I'll be very mad. I don't have enough magic to make another Atronach, do I? I guess I do now. Okay, fine. They roll over everything like tank treads. Oh no!
Run.
Still after only me? Okay, okay, I've got this. Atronach, don't you hide down there. Oh, that sucked. Uh-oh. Not me. But I would not be distracted this time. Okay, another one down. Oh, a ruby. Hjalti finds it ominous that they're carrying bolts that they can't use.
Lost!
He's waiting for a stronger one that can. And there are far, far stronger ones, so like what I'm fighting here is just like the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Well, I beat that one. What's up next? Hopefully some Falmer. I don't know about them in character, but in comparison, they are very refreshing. They're vulnerable to things like Fury. What is this horrible thing? It's a Falmer. Kind of a golem-looking thing. Carrying poison, I'll keep that in mind. I don't know why they rely on poison so much when dwarves are impervious to it, like they are impervious to everything else, but... too heavy. Could be useful crowd control other than that. Healing potions will not be useful when I can be killed in one shot.
Lost!
Nothing near here. Could be traps, though. More of these hideous mutant elf corpses. Crude bladed implements. Not terribly strong weapons, like moderate strength, but they deal magical poison damage on attack, which makes them quite dangerous. So they're extremely powerful, extremely dangerous enemies, but compared to the dwarves, a pushover. So,
Lost!
nothing dangerous in my immediate area, but it looks like there's been a fight here of some kind. And it is totally implausible that they would have taken out one of these Dwarven Sphere Guardians. That's so much stronger than the regular Dwarven Sphere. They do like double damage, they're even sturdier, they have crossbows. There is no way a couple of Falmer can take one of those things down. Not the kind of Falmer I'd be fighting at this level anyway. Do I have 10 or 11 cogs?
I think you have
9, so
yeah,
I need
that
this
was
one.
10.
I'm at very high carrying capacity. Those things are ridiculously heavy.
What was the name of the guy you were collecting them for?
Arniel Gain. So I had forgotten that. You were right. Arniel Gain. Another dwarf. So they killed 2 of these things. Yeah, no way. They just put these corpses there and expect to justify that. Oh wow! Something horrible moving over there.
Boost!
From the Atronach almost hit me. No, it's still on top of me. Atronach, do your job. Frost Atronachs are not giving this kind of trouble. They are melee only, which is kind of useless sometimes, but at least means they don't use a lot of trying to actually help. Although actually, the first time I ever used a Frost Atronach was in this dungeon on a previous character, and the Frost Atronach simply stood there and refused to help against the Dwarven machine. The Dwarven machines are immune to ice, but still should be trying to hit it with its regular old melee damage, but it wasn't. Just like stood there and let the Dwarven guy kill it effortlessly and then go for me. So... but these Falmer push in horrible little creatures, but they're vulnerable to everything. To shouts, to illusion spells, so they're, in comparison, not really a threat. Oh sure, they'll kill you easily with their high poison damage and whatnot, but like, and they're powerful bows and whatnot too, so they're, okay. They're extremely dangerous, but compared to dwarves, psh, nothing. And they're enemies too, so you can often get them to fight each other. as kind of foreshadowed by all these bodies of both that come across lying around here. In which case, you should always help the Falmer beat the dwarves. I mean, they can come out even if you can, but like the dwarves are the real threat. You have no real recourse against them, other than just hoping that you don't run out of magic before they run out of hit points. Whereas Falmer, there's all kinds of tricks you can pull. Another Sphere Guardian. Even if they're just regular spheres, I wouldn't believe it. But Hjalti is very grateful they've done his work for him.
Lost.
As you might expect, you can't resurrect the corpses of Dwarven workers with necromancy. There's only one way in the game to get any of them on your side. That guy has a bow. I don't like that. I'm going to summon in his face. That is that item I mentioned that you can get from the ethereal... Ethereum quest.
Oh, right.
But it's a terrible, terrible idea because you'd be giving up the ethereal crown, which is so useful. Or even the ethereal shield, which is not that great, but does at least serve a totally unique purpose. Whereas, okay, Sun before could shoot me there, but that bow will do a lot of damage. Atronach, I'm counting on you for letting me down. I'm gonna get shot the instant I walk around this corner. Oh wow, that's so much damage, and I'm still taking damage from poison.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. But luckily, it's not a complete instant kill, so I can, heal up before I actually drop dead. Zigzag! Running zigzag. Oh, well, he's right behind me. Alright. I don't want to run too much deeper into the dungeon. Might need to go a little ways in. I want to get another Atronach on him. He will probably be ready to shoot me as soon as he comes around that corner, if not before, apparently.
Nice dodge.
Yes. I'm too close to dodge successfully there. I will be killed, actually, if he hits me at this point, so I better keep running. Alright. My Atronach is smarter than me. I know where he is. Cast it! Alright, Atronach, do your job. Please. Alright. So this is the lowest, weakest form of Falmer. You can see it's already a massive, massive threat. So when I say that they're dangerous, I am not kidding. But like compared to the dwarves, again, nothing. I can calm this guy, I can fear this guy, I can do all kinds of things. So make him fight his buddies with fury. I've got options against the Falmer. Against the dwarves, I have nothing. Just a matter of brute force and summons, which get chewed up fast. And luring them into traps and doing other smart things like that. But no in-character tricks, only out-of-character tricks to beat them. More of these creeping monsters over there. Getting good at recognizing what their aura looks like, at least. But they don't actually use their poisons to poison you. They just always do automatic poison damage on all attacks. One of them over there. Two of them over there. If I can make them fight each other, that would serve my purpose as well.
Maybe the swords are forged in the poison.
Falmer's too powerful for Fury. Even with my perks? What? Post-commentary note here. That must have something to do with the dungeon level, because ordinary Falmer should be vulnerable to that Fury with that perk that I've got. Alright, so now their dual cast makes the level cap far, far higher. So they should now start fighting each other. With that, I can get people up to level 40 something at this point, so I'm pretty good to go there. Falmer Mage. That is less of a threat, because he won't be using poison on me and he'll be destroying my magic. So, I like that guy. Yeah, they can be mages or warriors or archers like any other generic NPC guys. Keep chewing each other up while I get my magic back. Are they no longer furious? Irksome, but... Well, they're both nearly dead. If I can get some magic restored by killing the non-magic guy. Great. Give me some magic. Thank you! You have been very helpful. They do still have bladed weapons, they do sometimes use them, but... And thank you, Atronach Stone. I really want to get my restoration up to level 40, for both in and out of character reasons.
What's your out of character reason?
So I can become a vampire, I must have
right.
that perk Respite so I can get stamina back, because running around without any stamina and not being able to sprint is just tedious.
I feel like you said that a few times.
Perhaps. Expert gate. Are these things alive through there? I should probably check that out before I opened it up. Doesn't seem like it doesn't sense anything, but I'm going to double check. Never know, but maybe I'm forgetting some kind of... Oh, Dwarven dagger. Some kind of like trap where a bunch of seemingly dead dwarves get up or something. I don't know.
Lost!
That reminds me, actually, speaking of dead dwarves, like, Morrowind had like Dwarven ghosts around, which doesn't really make much sense with how the dwarves apparently disappeared, not being killed, but they hadn't really thought things fully through in Morrowind. Now they don't have those anymore, they only have these Dwarven machines. Level up. I'm going to save that, I think. The next time a Falmer hits me. I don't really have a perk that I want to get right this instant either. There's several good ones coming up. If I got a third perk point, I could get some magic resistance, which would be handy. But it isn't like a critically pressing priority. What's through here? Anything? Got an ugly sleeping quarters. Seems unpleasant to me. I bet my Elsewhere fondue has run out.
It has been a good minute.
Let's see, active effects. What if I'm Magicka? Yeah, I'm out of Elsewhere fondue. I'll probably use it before the next fight breaks out. These are all his Falmer decorations made out of Chaurus stuff and bones. Speaking of which, there's a Chaurus down there. Only one. If it's not a Chaurus Reaper, I'm good to go beating it. As long as there's not a trap here. It's kept in some kind of pen, I noticed immediately. Hjalti does not like that thought. These things are being bred like animals and used by these Falmer, perhaps. That means they'll be fighting more of them, and they can probably be on the Falmer side, which they are.
Yeah.
So Falmer dungeons are always full of things. Occasionally frostbite spiders, actually, weirdly enough, but mostly just Chaurus and Chaurus Reapers and Chaurus Hunters.
What would they be doing with frostbite spiders?
I don't know, just a few places they're using them, maybe to like to milk them for poison, something like that.
Makes sense. Maybe.
I guess. They do keep poisonous animals and they do use poison themselves, and this is maybe not a coincidence. Okay, can I... Yeah, I'm definitely, They don't look that big, somehow, until they rear up, then they're suddenly much larger. 137, I'm getting there. I just got around the corner where I can't use the Atronach on it. Where is it, though? Oh, it ran far away, okay. Hope it doesn't alert the other guys, that would be a major problem. I'm not getting mana back fast because it's still technically a fight, you know. Where is it? They're really creepy looking things, too.
I haven't really looked at them.
Kind of just crawl around like centipedes and giant pincer jaws like earwigs and on the tails, too.
I hate earwigs.
I have no particular hatred of any kind of insect or arthropod, except for centipedes. Oh,
so
it's
this
coming for me.
centipede earwig thing here is the best combination, right?
It's not fighting my Atronach. I can keep it around this thing if I'm cautious. Careful. Atronach, get up here, buddy. I need you. Can I get past you? I cannot get past you. Okay. Change of plans. Atronach. Okay.
When an Atronach dies, does it actually die or does it just get sent back to oblivion?
Sent back to oblivion. No Daedra can ever be truly killed.
Okay.
Even if they're like actually destroyed and like the kind of thing that's the closest to permanent death for them, they still just reform somewhere in oblivion. It just takes them like a long, long time to reform properly and get back to where they were. But Daedra are truly immortal.
So, in that case, when you're summoning this Atronach here, are you summoning the same one over and over again?
That is a good question. I don't think so necessarily. You can certainly have multiple of them eventually if you have that perk. Take these out to prove to the world that these things exist. Although some people in Skyrim do know about them. There was some kind of, alternate options in D&D about whether you summon the same guy or not, and I'm sure they considered the same question but never really answered it. Wow, there's a lot of Falmer back there.
Oh boy.
That sounds horrible. Let me eat some Elsewhere fondue. Alright. They might be too strong. I can't risk that with my one sneak attack here. I also don't want to risk it being blocked. But did I get him? Yes. Fight each other, guys. Are there only 2 in this room?
Lost.
The others further off? Yes, okay. That's not so bad. Well, I want this mage to win. Oh, no, there's multiple. Multiple Chauruses. Well, the Chauruses I can make fight each other again, so they're less of a threat. Oh, wow, I've really alerted the whole hive here.
Oh boy.
It's going to take some resources.
Good thing you have a level up.
Yes.
Are all Falmer mages ice-based?
The vast majority I have seen some use shock, mostly from staves, but most of them are ice mages. Uh-oh. Give me some magic kit, please. Too powerful, okay. So the minimum Falmer level is quite high then, because I can hit very high level guys with that. As far as I'm worried, now these guys had bows, so I don't need to worry too much about that. I just need to get my magicka back, and... What? Come on. That was dumb of me. Yeah, they can lose track of you, because they're allegedly blind. You don't really see any blind behaviors from them, because they can always pinpoint you with, like, perfect accuracy, but allegedly blind. What? Alright, but they're running over... Oh, there's still so many of them. I'm gonna... Is there another one coming in behind? Okay. I'm gonna drink a couple potions here just so I stop needing to wait for all that to come back. That's a more powerful Falmer back there. It is a mage, luckily.
Holy
You know what?
shuck.
I've got an idea. This is a good chance to show off my new illusion spell that I didn't actually buy. Oops, forgot to do that. It's an area of effect illusion spell that lasts longer.
What is it?
It's called a Frenzy. It's an area of effect, lasts longer. I wish I had that right now. It doesn't have that many uses, so I don't normally purchase it. But here in this case... are they all going for me now?
Nice dodge.
Shoot, they're gonna kill that guy soon. Alright. All of you get down there into one big pile for me, please. Go for the super mage. Oh, alright, fine. Go for the Chaurus. I don't care. I took some poison damage from something. I must not have dodged it. Alright. Well, this is going pretty well, actually, to have that huge group I was so afraid of all fighting each other. No complaints. We nearly killed the Chaurus, and the Fury up the big mage back there. They occasionally use wards, but rarely. Alright. Oh!
Oh!
It didn't even get stunned? What?
Oh my. Well, that was a nice little wake up.
Yes. Oh, it's a Falmer Skulker. Super powerful Falmer. I'll be relying very heavily upon my Atronach Stone to win this fight. I think it will kill this mage and just rely upon, yeah, that Atronach Stone and other shenanigans to pull through here. I don't need the Amulet of Talos particularly. I probably want to put on my Resist Magic and my other Resist Magic. Okay. Is he going to run away now? I don't want that. Alright. Could be some powerful spells. Probably not. If I can pen him in there, actually, I'm going to chuck another potion or two. To get some carrying capacity and nothing else. If I can pen him in there with an Atronach, that will chip him down pretty fast. Yes. Now just stay there, Atronach. Let me just do a quick check. Really, there's nothing else. Okay. The Atronach is not doing his duty. Now, these guys can heal themselves. So I need to be aware of that. Good. Give me some magicka. I'll use that to kill you soon enough. Get out of your... Is that a healing spell that's in? No? Alright. And here we go. Where did it... Okay, there we go. Now while he's down, that is my chance to tear him apart. I've alerted something else. They do have these creepy staffs that I can now use. Okay. What else have I alerted over there in the dark? Heals. That seems to have lost track of me. It must have been pretty distant. So I'll just wait for my shot to come back. I'll pinpoint it with Aura Whisper and I'll keep going.
Sounds like a plan.